Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Today we are going to talk about a topic that comes up pretty often in the whole options trading community. Is it better to buy options or is it better to sell options? Now there are a lot of argument for both sides and so on and so forth, and I myself have been into a lot of long and heated conversations with fellow options traders regarding this. So I assure you, this is a topic very near and dear to my heart. And you will find videos on YouTube that talks about this issue and this question. What they don't talk about is the actual numbers behind it. Let me explain that a little more in detail. So the point they make are using theoretical numbers that you see in the options chain. In this video, I would show you actual numbers, and this is what I've done. I've spent 1 year doing this research on my own because I wasn't exactly convinced with the numbers and the figures that the community was providing and that was out there I was able to find, and all those seem to be theoretical numbers, and I wanted to generate some data that's actually practical and actual number from actual trading. So I will put up some screenshots as we go through. So throughout the year, I separated my accounts. So on one account, I only sold options, and in the other account, I only bought options. So to be a little more specific, I sold to open a position in one of the accounts, and in the other one, I bought to open positions in that account. What I've seen throughout the year, and once again I'll put up the screenshots somewhere in this video so you guys can see that as well. In the account where I sold options, my annual rate of return was 119.92%. In the account where I bought options, my rate of return was 148.34%. So let's just round it up, 120% rate of return for selling options and 150% of rate of return where I was buying options. Now, if you've been trading options for any amount of time, you know that the general consensus seems to be that the odds are in your favor when you sell options, and buying options are considered losing money. Then why are these numbers different? Well, the first thing I would say is when you are buying options, your upside is not capped. Your upside is theoretically unlimited. When you are selling options, immediately your upside is capped to the premium that you receive. So that is one thing. Now, everyone says it's better to be a seller of options rather than a buyer of options, but where the rate of returns are clearly saying something else. So what do I think? I think it's still better to be a seller of options regardless of the higher rate of return we saw over the year for selling options. And here's why. For this potential 30% more upside, I had to take a significantly higher amount of risk. And that to me is not worth the extra 30% rate of return. So there is one term that's often used in the financial industry, risk-adjusted returns, RAR. When you are buying options, your RAR is much lower as opposed to when you are selling options. Because I'd also like to point out that in 2019, We had a fairly decent stock market if you look at the beginning to the end, January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. Without a few hiccups here or there, the market pretty much went straight up. So you have to take that into consideration as well, that not all years will have a bull market like the one we had in 2019. So these are the actual numbers. This is not an exact science, so to speak, because there were different positions in terms of the underlying that I traded. I tried making it as close to scientific as possible. I tried trading only one underlying, which I did for most of the year. But I would say that despite the higher rate of returns, I still favor selling options as opposed to buying options, because the amount of risk you take to get that extra rate of return is not worth it for me. So those are my numbers, guys. You saw it. I showed you guys a screenshot of the rate of returns, but I still prefer to sell options as opposed to buying options because I am taking a significant lower amount of risk when I'm selling options as opposed to buying options. So hopefully my 1 year's worth of research helped you guys in some way. I'll continue to make videos like this and my point of view and my opinion on things. Not a tax professional or a financial advisor in any way, but these are just my numbers and that's what it comes out, and it's my point of view. I know a lot of people who prefers to solely buy options and they're doing pretty well as well. So to each their own. This is just what my results came out to be, and I just want to share with you guys, and hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, and hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.